guys, welcome back. Doan Monte Cristo here to help you close out the day of matches with another great series. It's going to be none other than the New York Excelsior taking on the Hangzhou Spark. And this is going to be an interesting one because New York is coming off of their first 0-4 loss in franchise history. They have never gone down 0-4 before. They did to the Hunters in their last series, and Stage 4 has looked rough for these guys.
Yeah, it really hasn't been great, but part of that has been the NYXL switching in and out a lot of their damage-dealing players.
Right.
Flower has been super underwhelming. He's got, I think, a 20% team fight win rate for this team. Sabilby is also under 50%. So hopefully we'll see some stabilization. I think Nene and Libero are probably the way to go.
Yeah, you know, on the other side as well, the Spark kind of struggling in Stage 4 themselves, and this is a team that kind of did the early damage look even when everyone else was playing that 3-3. Now that we're in a meta where the damage dealers are back, they're struggling. And the funny thing is that Spark really needs a win here because they're kind of in danger of starting to slip out of that top 6. They're kind of in a London Spitfire situation, you know?
Yeah, and they have looked not good at all. The Spark, they have looked like, in fact, one of the worst teams in this meta. So this is a good chance for them to come out and try and take a win against the top team, try and move forward towards securing a top 6 seed. And we can't count the NYXL out. Sure,
of course not.
They just got 4-0'd. But realistically, they are still in the race for the first place seed. Especially if they win today, they'll be 21-4. And remember, they play the Titans in a head-to-head matchup in our LA rivalry weekend here. And that means that as long as they're within striking distance, they can conclusively take that #1 seed in our last weekend of competition in the regular season. So NYXL still with that big opportunity to take over at the top of the standings.
That's right. Either way, it should be an awesome series. Let's get the teams on the stage and let's hear it for our first team in this match, the Hangzhou Spark.
I think you better bow down.
Oh yeah, I gotta check, I got respect, and all I'm missing is the
Spark taking the
power.
stage. We'll see what they can do today. Also dealing with the indefinite suspension of Crystal as well, lacking one of their damage players. And so that's something else to kind of keep in mind.
He's been sent to the Phantom Zone.
Phantom Zone, that's what it was. Yeah, we're trying to remember that. Superman Universe, Space Prison. That's right. I knew it was something zone. Either way, no matter what zone well, their players may be in, the Spark need to put together a win today. They can, I believe, clinch top 12 at least with a win today over New York, which means that at the very least, even if the things go completely off the rails after the match today, they'd be able to at least be in the play-in at the end of Stage 4.
Yeah, and we are going to be seeing Godsby starting today. There has been a bit of a switching back and forth between Bezzy and Godsby.
Right.
Godsby, I think, has been the stronger performer so far in this stage.
That's right. And on the other side, a team on top of the Atlantic Division, a team everybody thought was going to the Grand Finals last year. They didn't make it. They need to pick things up again this year to have a shot. Let's hear it for the New York Excelsior. And it's going to be Animo, the support. Jonak following as they take the stage here. And like you said, it's been a bit of a revolving door for DPS as far as who is on that stage right now. And it seems like New York is kind of trying to find their footing. You know, the tank line has always seemed solid. Jonak is still putting up great numbers on the Zenyatta, if not the Ana a little bit here and there. But the DPS of where this team has kind of struggled a bit in Stage 4.
Yeah, we are going to see Nene and Libero starting off here. I think this is definitely the way you want to move going forward if you're the NYXL.
Seems like the most solid duo so far.
I mean, Nene has the best team fight win percentage in this stage of any player on his roster. He's in fact the only player with an over 50% team fight win percentage. So seems like a pretty clear choice right now.
Yep,
If you are the NYXL.
Actually, a former teammate of the Hangzhou Sparks, IDK, interestingly enough, back in the day. Had a good run on Zarya as well during the 3-3 meta. And if we compare Sabilby and Nene as far as hero usage goes, you can see Nene, you know, kind of a product of the current meta, you got to say.
Yeah,
a lot of Reaper.
Yeah, both these players are products of the current meta. But right now, what you're looking for, most teams are looking for that solid Mei player, right? If you
Sure.
have to talk about the strongest compositions, if you have a Mei Hangzhou flex player, you're doing pretty well. So you have that projectile locked in. You can also have that player play far in certain situations. But on the other side, your hit scan player needs to play Widowmaker, Hangzhou, and Reaper to be very effective right now. And we're seeing that Nene has those as his top 3 most played heroes. This allows you the freedom to play double sniper as well as to play around the Mei.
That's right. Let's take a look at our map set brought to you by Toyota. We're going to start things off on Ilios for our control map, then Volskaya will be our assault map, Hollywood for hybrid, and from then on we go to escort. Maybe, just maybe if we need it, that 5th and final tiebreaker map. Going back to the New York DPS as we get ready to get started on Ilios, you mentioned having a good Mei player. Well, New York kind of lucking out a little bit there because Libero is one of the oldest of old school Mei-focused damage players in Overwatch. Played a lot of it in Korea like 3 years ago now, I suppose. And yeah, finally getting busted out. Not in this round, but in the game in general right now.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the most OG Mei players we have in the entire game.
Yeah.
This time, however, he will be playing the Fire. Like I said, sometimes you do want to flex to that for certain points and engagements. This time, the Hangzhou Spark going to go with Godspeed on the McCree. So Mei McCree. Choices here for the Spark.
You know, we see a lot of people bring out the McCree on Ilios, and it is generally a good round for that character, but I never feel like we see a team finish the round with McCree, you know? It seems like they always end up needing to swap.
I'm always very suspicious about this McCree pick.
Yeah,
that was a beautiful play. That was a beautiful wall. See if it's gonna, no, not gonna work out for them. It's a nice attempt.
Well, at least they got Animo on the backside of that. Dora gets a kill on the Nene as well, so Hangzhou giving as good as they've gotten here. As the point starts to unlock, New York trying to take it first. They've got it a little over halfway there. Oh, Godspeed's a rocket, and Libero helping secure that one for New York early on.
That was a creative play by the Hangzhou Spark. So they sent their Mei around the opposite side of the point, and then they tried to cut them off. So they created a pincer attack that went in and tried to wall off the tank line. Unfortunately, NYXL striking back a little bit too quickly, but I like the set play we saw from Hangzhou.
And now Godspeed swaps over to the Widowmaker. Something to try to handle that Farah Nene on the Widowmaker over on New York. So we might get a bit of dueling going on. We'll see. Spark trying to get back onto the point right now. Threatening at least here. Meanwhile, Godspeed just trying to find that shot onto Libero, who's so dangerous on that Farah. Getting a shot onto Animo as well, too. Never a bad thing. But still on the outside looking in. It's hard to take the point if you're not getting those picks fast, you know? New York's building that percentage. There goes Adora. They're just going to run him over as he tries to jump onto the point.
The problem is that the Mei and the Widow together are pretty terrible.
You're not going to be able to really charge too many things and get a lot of, you know, rushing damage done. You have to sit back and wait for picks, and that's tough to do when you don't control the point. There goes Libero. Bebe does finally find one on the Ana, but Godspeed is down as well. New York, even if they do lose the point right now, they've got a good amount of ultimates. Neko manages to catch Bebe with that self-destruct. Animo down, but Nene coming back with a 2K to more than equalize. And New York in no danger here of losing this one.
The problem with running the Widow and the Mei into this composition is Godspeed is going to be occupied with Nene and Libero, right?
Sure.
And so what happens is you can't really get to Nene or Libero because everybody's on the ground. So what do? You're going to try and rush them? With what damage? There's no follow-up. You basically run at their tanks and then the Farah obliterates you from above.
Yeah, exactly.
While Nene zones out Godspeed.
Here we go. In for sight from Nene. Give his team the vision to try to close out the round, and Libero coming in from behind. He hasn't used the barrage yet this round, but he's going to have a chance right here. Nene wins the Widow 1v1 against Gods, and it's a 6v5 for New York already at the end of this first round. Hangzhou Spark trying to hide. Oh, but not well enough as Bebe gets headshot. Nene looking for another one here, and it's pretty much the end of this one. A little bit of cleanup, and even with this sound barrier on Hangzhou Spark, they're gonna have such a hard time switching it. Adora throws out the Blizzard, but Libero has got a nano-boosted barrage to try to finish it, staring down the self-destruct, but he's okay. And that's gonna be round one, taken easily by New York.
What a strange swap from the Hangzhou Spark. I just don't see how you're ever going to get an advantage or get enough presence on the point with that composition to really make a play.
I mean, you're putting a lot of eggs into the Widowmaker basket, right? You're counting on this guy to take out the Farah and the Mercy, maybe, but...
And the Widow?
I mean, I guess, but if you're not finding those picks,
well,
you're not getting those shots, you're not getting very far.
The problem is, even if you do that, how do you take the point? Like, you have to run, like, you have to take out the Pharah.
Pure intimidation tactic.
I guess.
That's how you
You just don't have any damage to clear out the tanks on the point.
like, check it out, I've got blue skin. I've been through some experiments. That's how hardcore I am. Widowmaker just scares them away. You know? Like, did you see what I did to Mandata in that cinematic? That's right. I'm going for
I
you.
guess. You nailed it. I was definitely, the lore was what I was missing in
Yeah.
that composition.
That's right. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to fill in the gaps in your lore knowledge. And then on the Doomfist this time, so things swapping up. Libero still on the far end. Godsby, though, on the Reaper this time, and IDK down early. Nene goes for the uppercut. Wraith form, though, comes in for Godsby. Takes too much damage, though. Libero finishes him off with the rocket. Hangzhou Spark attempts to take the point, but I don't think they're going to complete this one. Wait for it. Oh, punch the shield. All right, well, whatever. You got the knuckle shot to finish it off either way. And it's going to be New York getting the control percent going first again.
I mean, it's so hard because they can move onto the point so much faster with the Diva, the Wrecking Ball, and the Doomfist. You're taking rocket spam the entire time if you're Hangzhou Spark, so you're already chunked by the time you get there. And you have to fight in that tiny little box against the Doomfist where he's just nailing you to the wall. So,
Well, I mean,
gonna be tough. So they got to
Godsby's
coalesce.
actually sticks,
Godsby
like,
is
bounce off.
all right. So he's gonna back cap, try and disrupt this so that they force the Pharah back.
Oh, Rhea did get the kill onto Jonak. Knocked him off the edge there, but Nene comes back with on the Godsby and
Nice
Mono. Displaced by IDK. Good environmental kills coming in from the Spark. Nene does finally get a bit of revenge on the IDK. Libero maybe might find an opportunity for the barrage here. I don't know if that's what you want to do. It depends on how much Nene can get done. He's going to use the barrage anyway. Libero does get the DMAC and the kill.
Oh, not the
Bebe.
Blizzard.
And the Blizzard gets used, but nobody there to capitalize. IDK can't do the 1v5, I'm sorry.
He was the only one alive, Adora.
Not good.
He was the only one on his team alive, and he just threw the Blizzard into the point.
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's an ultimate you're going to want back.
I mean, 100%. There's no chance to turn that around. You know their respawns are coming faster because they're running the Wrecking Ball.
As a Minnesotan and a Wisconsinite, it hurts. It makes me feel good when Blizzards amount to nothing. But at the same time,
Oh, the sleep
that was
dart.
a 6 sleep dart onto Godsby. Holy cow. Wow, from across the map. Finding that one right after the shadow step there. Nene down. And IDK with a chance for Hangzhou Spark to put them back into this one. It's already nearly 80% for New York, though. They've definitely almost got this one locked up. There's the self-destruct coming in. Can they get rid of the Arisa barrier? Doesn't matter. The boop! They stepped out in the boop. Takes them down. Mono falls, but Pepe and Adora out way before that. Now Godsby comes in, gets the 2K off of the supercharged Death Blossom, and they do manage to finally get a little bit of control percent going.
Now we're gonna see just attempted a pick right there. Nene zip in. That's a great biotic grenade from Jonak.
Yeah. Rhea down. Or out of the mech anyway. Bebe uses that coalescence. They're just trying to hold on for a bit longer. They've got a mountain to climb as far as how long they need to hold this point. Because if New York takes it back, it's kind of game over for this map.
It's definitely gonna be really tricky for them to take this. Gonna start with an elimination on the Mono, though.
Hey.
Something positive.
So you need...
Rhea's still not in the mech, though.
There's a barrage. Libero comes
No
in,
mech.
gets 2.
No mech.
That's
No
right.
defense matrix. Everybody dies.
No mech, no chance. Nene gets frozen, but he's okay. He just needs to cool down a little bit before getting another kill in New York. Switches it back, 92% and counting. Double kill for Mono at the end of that as well. Starting to adapt really well to that Wrecking Ball, I think. Here comes Gushue. Can he get back into the point? Gets booped away. Can they keep him off?
No.
They can. Nice plays to zone out Gushue at the very end of that, not even letting Spark contest. And that is a pretty easy looking map one for New York.
Yeah, at the end there with the barrage up. No mech, no win. Sometimes Overwatch League is like Fortnite.
That is true. Remove the mech. That's what New York did. They removed the rest of Spark as well. And they've got the lead in this series. Quick break, and we're coming back with map 2 right after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Heroes never die. You're powered up. Get in there. I'm coming for you all.
Stay down.
New York Excelsior making it look easy on Ilios as they get the win on map number 1. We're going to go to our assault map next and see if the Hangzhou Spark can tie things up, but they looked a bit out of sorts to say the least on our first map in the series, didn't they?
They've looked out of sorts this stage, though. I mean, to be blunt, the Spark have delivered some of the absolute worst performances that we've seen in the Rollock meta, and it's puzzling because they were such a good team last stage.
Yeah, and if we go all the way back to before the league began this year, you know, we were talking to a lot of the teams, and nearly every team we talked to talked about how great it was to scrim Spark and all the crazy different compositions they play with all the damage heroes and how good they would be. And so the anticipation was definitely there from our end after hearing all that from nearly all the teams. And you know, they were good when they adjusted to 3-3, but now that they're back to being able to play those varied compositions, it's been a bit rough. Here we go. It's going to be New York on the attack first here on Volskaya Industries on our assault map. We'll see if Spark can put together a little bit of a defense here. On point A.
It'll be Hangzhou Mei for both teams. We'll see those mirror compositions. Early immortality field for the XL. They come through the choke point right here, trying to clear out that Mei wall to get hit by a grenade as well. They are going to make it through.
Yep.
Safe and sound for now.
Getting to approach the point. Good start for New York. Hiding behind the hut. Ooh, oh, halt, but no hook. Ooh, nice block of the Mei wall, though. Anti-heal comes in for Spark, so if anyone had been grabbed by that hook, they probably would have gone down pretty quickly. Jonek threatening those bio grenades. There's a hook coming in, but it gets denied again, and now New York going for the capture. They zoned out Kushway, anti-heal. He's definitely going down. He does. And that is exactly what New York was trying to do. They separated the main tank. Anti-heal, no chance to survive, and now New York's going to get a very, very fast point A.
Yeah, they started with a Mei wall boost for 5 of their members, trying to find that opportunity. Kushway steps a little bit too far out.
You know, when Libero does that, they call that the Meta Athena special.
That's right.
Call back to way back in the day. You got to get Professor Wolf to explain that one to you.
Yeah, now it's going to be a lot of time left here for NYXL as they get towards a Dragon Strike at the moment for Nene. IDK still waiting on that amplification matrix. First one's up. Oh, that's a good pickoff, though. Well, nice hook.
Well, that's the end of the momentum.
Rip momentum.
Yeah. You know, the 6 dots on the wall there remind me of the dots on Zenyatta's head. So I feel like that wall is like somehow one of his like Omnic like buddies or whatever. He just, instead of being able to be an Omnic monk, he's just a wall.
Oh, really? I think that...
It's like, hey guys, feel free to hide behind me.
I think it's just Zenyatta is a street artist and is putting his 6 dots as graffiti.
Like Zenyatta was here. And things were so peaceful. Zenyatta's not here at all right now. Amp Matrix goes down for New York. Trying to pour a little bit of damage in before they get on the point. Jonek hits with the anti-heal, so he has to back away for a second. There's a Dragon Strike. Not a lot of room to maneuver, though. Immortality Field goes down, though. Keeps Hangzhou Spark safe for the moment through that ultimate. New York backing away again for just a second. There's regroup. They got the nano boost over on the Nene, but there's the sleep dart. Clutch from Bebe. to make sure that nano boost is doing nothing. Now Libero, okay, they've got the immortality field out of the way. They're just gonna toss the Blizzard in and go for it. All right, New York getting aggressive here. Turbocharger's still up. He's gonna block off some of the damage with that Maywall right now. Gosby finds the pick on the Meko though, so Spark holding strong for the moment anyway here on B. And do they get the exit kill on the Jonak? A bit rough, he gets away. That was a close call. He got halted there too. Libero not so lucky.
Libero's not so lucky. They might be able to get mono here as well.
Yeah, looks like
they will.
Maybe will? Yeah, they will.
Fortunately, not enough members of the NYXL up to save him.
Yeah, didn't
It'll
have
be
the fortify either, so.
Yeah, it'd be an even longer regroup right now for New York. So some good time taking off the clock here on the B defense.
Yeah, A went down fast, but the Spark definitely putting it together a bit more on B now. It's what they needed. After a rough map one, they needed a couple wins. They've gotten some teamfight wins so far. A lot of ultimates coming in from New York. Spark looking okay on their side too, but that nano boost might make the difference. See what they do. Jonak trying to put in as much damage as he can, as usual. Take a second to heal. Adora, anti-heal though, comes in. They need that immortality field to keep people alive. Gosby hit by the bio grenade from Jonak on the other side though, but no kills coming in. Animo down, and instead it's a Spark that once again push New York back. They use the amplification matrix. They use the supercharge as well. So a couple ultimates for not a lot of benefit for New York.
Just waiting right now, Hangzhou Spark. Trying to play this high ground, just spam as much as they can onto the XL on the approach.
It's intimidating to see those arrows stick in the Orisa shield like that.
It is.
I like that. I like that the arrows actually stick into things. Nice touch, Blizzard. I'm talking about the company, not the ultimate.
Some of the Blizzards we've seen today haven't been such a nice touch.
Not really. No. All right, here comes the Dragon Strike. Gotta get out of the way. Everybody from the Spark scatters.
Separate IDK temporarily, but
yeah, that's right.
He's got those exo boots, so he'll be able just to hop right back over to the rest of his team.
I was worried for him for a second. I was like, oh man, can you leap across that? But he can't. It's scary though. A lot of ultimates for Spark. New York trying to assault the point right now. Here we go. Nice bio grenade onto Hangzhou. They're going to put the nano boost onto Gosby. He's going to walk into the back lines here, trying to come from behind, catch New York off guard. But Meko walking forward with this whole hog is going to scare everybody away. Hangzhou Spark having to back off. IDK going to be down. Now Meko walking forward again. They've got the Blizzard out there for zoning. Nice halt hook onto the Ana. Gosby, though, does take out Meko in response. He's going to come back and get another one. Gosby trying to hard carry his team through the defense here.
And he's going to do it, Doa.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, in the end, Godsby making the necessary picks, taking the flank angle and getting the Dragon Strike allows his team to respawn. They have to throw down the Blizzard, but they'll take it. Tick taken and a little bit more, but NYXL still quite a ways to go here and only a minute remaining.
IDK had swapped to that Brigida for a moment, just because he thought that might be a desperation fight. Now able to swap back to the Batiste. Doesn't take long to build the ultimate, so pretty easy swap to make from that support position right now.
Yeah, also definitely not the most impactful ultimate in the game, so you can afford to make some of those swaps.
Definitely. Swap to Brigida last minute shield bash could mean the difference between losing the point or defending it. So.
Hulk gonna pull people up. Nice Maywall to block off any follow-up damage or hooks. And now, NA so close to that Dragon Strike.
Here comes the Supercharger for New York. Trying to build up a few more of those ultimates. They are pretty close. There's the Dragon Strike now for Nene. Rhea gets hit with the anti-heal. Has to back off for a second. Yo, Dragon Strike coming through. Are they going to get anything out of it? The Hulk comes in.
Nice
He goes down. Nene finds him. That's right. Meko with the kill onto Rhea. Heroes killing their counterparts from the New York side of things. There's the amplification matrix down, amping the healing as much as the damage, which is nice. There goes Gushway. Good hook onto him. Sleep Dart misses, but the shots from Jonak don't. And IDK too low to really contest. Nano boost on a door doesn't do a whole lot. And now the Wrecking Ball comes in out of desperation, but it is overtime for New York. Spark have managed to defend it this long. There's, there's only so much you can do. You know, you had that matrix, but that's about it. Another whole hog for Meko. That's the second of the fight right now. And that should be point B taken eventually. New York gets it, but they do it in overtime.
Yeah, they do it in overtime, so they may not get another attack round depending on how well the Spark do. We'll see what happens on their attack run and if they can complete with over a minute remaining.
That's right. So Spark at least defending it to the very end. If they can take anything with a time bank remaining, they'll be in a good spot. We'll see if they can do it when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Hangzhou Spark managing to take New York all the way to overtime on their attack round, so a good chance that New York might not get another attack on this map. It all comes down to what the Spark can do on their attack. Kuchwei and the team trying to get it done with a little bit of time remaining so they can get that nice second attack when they only need the first tick on point A.
Yeah, and you do see at least the Hangzhou Spark having that really good B defense.
Yeah.
After collapsing quickly on A, they're able to rally, put together a much better performance than we saw in the first map of this series. So very realistic chance for them still to win this map.
Point A is one of those points too where if what happens to the Spark happens to you, you're going to lose that point really fast. I mean, and that's the thing with this May composition, right? Is that if you're managing to split up the main tank for another important member of the team, that 6v5 is going to be pretty easy just with the way that point is kind of put together.
Yeah,
So it happens, you know?
definitely is. We are going to see some similar compositions, only the Zenyatta different here for the Ana. Jonak preferring the Ana here on the defense.
Yep.
And that's some nice shooting through the choke point, able to pick up an elimination right there.
Now, those right clicks are serious, man. The May icicles do a lot of damage. Nene with a kill onto Adora too at the end of that. So New York getting a couple nice picks to start this defense off with.
Also just a completely unnecessary elimination for the Hangzhou Spark to suffer there while they were waiting for a respawn anyway.
Yeah, you don't, I mean, it's like I said, the icicles do a lot of damage. So as a May player, you're tempted to try poking, but you know, you always need to know you could get poked back even harder.
Yeah, you definitely can. And certainly a little bit challenging for the Hangzhou Spark. They're going to try and push forward through the choke point right now, make their way around the truck.
They have to use the Immortality Field fairly early too, which is rough. That's a longer cooldown.
So it's going to be a slower push. They're not going to try the May boost. They're just going to put Godsby on the top here. On the hot zone.
Oh,
Nice
Godsby.
job.
Nicely done in the 1v1 against Nene. Good anti-heal on Hangzhou though. They've got the Immortality Field back just in time though to contend with a good hook on Nemeko. And as fast as point A was for New York to take, Hangzhou Spark might not be too far behind on their push.
No, it doesn't look like they will be, Doha, especially with Godsby just popping up there with the storm arrows, taking Nene out.
That's right.
And they make it look quite easy in the end. So Hangzhou certainly doing a lot better here on Volskaya.
Well, you're gonna see, I mean, that's just how point A is, right? I mean, it's you get that pick, it's gonna be a quick point. It's very hard, I think, as a defending team on Volskaya A to win a short-handed fight.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And I think with the meta the way it is now, too, you're not going to have that opportunity to get a res in because you're probably not going to be playing Mercy on that defense.
Yeah.
And there's just so many pick opportunities that are going to one-shot you, whether you're isolated by a Mei wall, headshotted by a Hangzhou, picked up by a hook.
Very true. It's a pick-based meta, that's for sure. Ice pick. Name
As
I
they
like.
call it.
I like that name.
I do too.
It's my favorite. Amp Matrix. Dragon Strike right through the amplification matrix on the other side, but doesn't hit anybody.
They just boosted Mono out of the Dragon Strike.
All right, hey, that helps. Meanwhile, Dragon Strike comes through from the New York side of things. Jonak down, and whoa, Libero taken out as well. So Hangzhou Spark striking back here.
It's super awkward. NYXL went two different directions right there, and even though they threw the Blizzard down, there was no follow-up, and now Hangzhou just gets a free point B?
Maybe. I mean, it's just a response to handle now. Maywall used by Adora to try to block people, and he's got the Blizzard as well. Make sure it doesn't get countered, but he does take Jonak's head off in the process. And yeah, I think this is going to be a very fast point beat for Spark. Certainly is. And they have paved the way to take an easy map 2 victory.
And that was just free. That was just free for Hangzhou Spark. You see they're chuckling there. There was virtually no resistance because they went two different directions off the point after throwing the Blizzard out.
Very true. Well, a quick round and a quick break, and then we'll be back to see if Hangzhou Spark can put an end to New York on Volskaya. They're going to have a lot of time to do it. We'll see if they can pull it off when we come back. Well, we talked about Spark. If they could finish with any time left, they'd have a great opportunity. Robots doing the robot in the background. That seems like a huge waste of government funds. You know, it's a lot of fuel being used right there, Mr. Robot.
I mean,
We need that to defend against the second Omnic crisis, all right?
Do they?
Yeah, they do, actually.
Maybe they have fusion reactors and they don't require any kind of fuel whatsoever.
Oh, well then, dance like crazy. Dance the night away.
Yeah, I'm just curious why their engineers even programmed them to do that.
I'm still curious why nobody jumps in one of those things when they're trying to take this map. Right, look, there's a half of one right behind the point. Probably got eye lasers or something, I don't know.
Too cumbersome. Too cumbersome.
But so fun. Hangzhou Spark only needs the first stick here on B. They got the job done. A lot of time remaining. Airborne mono. Meanwhile, Nene gets the kill on the Godspeed. So New York again with an okay start to the defense. Remember, all it takes is one pick. Looks like they're going to make Hangzhou take a bit longer with the kill on the Gushue.
Well, there you go. Rhea
that's
again
it.
with an extremely important hook for the Spark that gets eliminated right away because
Bebe.
Adora
Got
is
behind
going
you.
to go down, and so is Bebe, so they will actually have time to get back to the point right here, the NYXL.
A little bit of a lucky break for New York there, as that could have been all she wrote, you know, because you can just rush the point with a fast respawn and you only need that one tick. So New York coming up clutch with those picks and keeping themselves alive, but it's still over 2.5 minutes.
That sleep is so
smart.
clutch. It's actually giving more time for Mono to get there. Mono's still not on the point. So that sleep ends up being really important because Mono just got to the point.
Yeah, now
that was
it's
huge.
6 again. No hook this time. Not going to get caught by it. IDK has the amplification matrix. New York on the other side has a few more ultimates still coming up. They've got the better economy overall. Here comes the Blizzard for Libero. They just want to end this push before it begins. A freeze under Rhea. Can they finish him off? They're finding the right clicks in there, but they've got the immortality field. Yanking him out of there, though, is Meko. And that's a nice pick for New York to get this defense going. And here comes a Dragon Strike. A lot of damage. Hangzhou Spark having to run for it. They drop the Amp Matrix too. Whoa, and Godspeed comes in from the side with a kill onto Nene. New York suddenly starting to scramble, but maybe not, as they go right back with another one onto Godspeed. And that amplification matrix from IDK did not get Spark a whole lot.
All right, there's still going to be time, though, as Nene makes his way back to the point. Dragon Strike is up for Godspeed. He's going to be rejoining his team relatively soon, but Blizzard's going to get thrown out before he gets there.
Yeah, oh, hook onto Libero. Oh, and he can't get the ice block off in time. Rhea with a big pick there, and that might be the end of it. Blizzard takes out Jonak as well with a bit of help from Bebe. And everybody storming the point now. Whole Hog will seal the deal, and the Spark overcome the defensive efforts of New York and tie up the series 1-1.
Overall, a much better performance from the Spark.
Yeah.
Smiles on their faces. Pretty easy map win for them, in all honesty, and that ties us up going into the half.
Yeah, you've got that emotional momentum going into map 3 after halftime now for the Spark, and I think this could yet be a very competitive series. We'll see when we come back. It's halftime.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
The Spark have had a rough stage 4 so far, but they're hoping to turn things around with the win over the NYXL in this one. And at the half, they have things all knotted up at 1 apiece. What's up, everybody? Malik, Bryn, Sideshow. We're back at it for the last halftime of the night. Both of these teams have been on the decline, but so far, they seem to be stabilizing a little bit. What do you guys think?
It was a strange match so far, honestly, because first map, very one-sided for New York. Second map, very one-sided for Hangzhou.
Right.
Just seems super map dependent at the moment.
Yeah, one player in particular who had a standout performance in map 1 at least was Nene. He had a fantastic turnout, I guess.
Yeah.
This is kind of what we expected. This is how he's playing almost against Paris in a game that they played earlier as well. But the guy was just absolutely popping off. Big part of this due to being enabled by his team, but mainly actually because of the subpar comps that Hangzhou are running a lot of the time as well. I mean, what New York are running, some teams are able to break it, but you get so much spam in these corridors and this tightly contested point that if you don't come prepared for it, you're going to have a bad time, as you sort of.
Well, I think that's entirely the point, right? Is that Hangzhou aren't prepared for this kind of stuff. They're not able to get the value out of their May Reaper and decimate the tanks before Libero just comes in and kills everyone. Or Nene gets value out of his Doomfist. So entirely unprepared and not quite comfortable with the meta is how I would describe Spark at the moment.
Right. And they seem to have momentum, the NYXL. They seem to have momentum after that first map with Nene having the strong performance. Yeah. But going into Volskaya, like you guys said, it was completely flipped on his head. What happened there in the second map?
It's very strange, actually, because Hangzhou themselves were positioned very weirdly, but this, I think, is two teams that haven't quite figured out how they want to play right now.
Right.
And New York did eventually manage to muscle their way through the defense. It looked like they actually had an opportunity right in the first push of being able to take point B. But then after they were repelled, it became very difficult to be able to even find an entrance properly. And then I think, honestly, it was their attack where they whiffed it a little.
Yeah,
their defense.
Was the defense of New York, where they just kind of got rolled a little bit. I mean, Monty and Doa pointed out one moment in particular where they kind of split off at the point. Essentially, it gave them point B with a massive amount of time bank, and then all they needed to do was cap one tick on point A, obviously, to get man, they were either going to draw or they were going to win. But either way, it's I mean, again, it's these teams, they don't quite have it figured out of what they want to do yet. And that's why you're seeing a result where it is, where it's just backwards and forwards, very one-sided one way, very one-sided the other way, and it's unusual. You know, we're not quite used to this. You're usually used to a team just carry on the momentum.
Yes.
But, you know, it doesn't help that you can't really play those kind of heroes into each other.
Right, it's like we're on a seesaw. They look wildly disoriented. Now, the Hangzhou Spark in particular have been kind of skitting a little bit. In Sideshow, I believe you're able to delve a little deeper into figuring out why that is.
Right, yeah, I was keeping special attention on the Hangzhou Spark as we went into map B. So I've got a State Farm ult economy where I wanted to just point out a little bit of positioning, but also the ultimate usage here from Hangzhou Spark on the defense, because they were successful here. But this original Batista gets nothing done because the Hangzhou is positioned over here, miles away from where the ultimate is. Then the Dragon Strike comes through, which is a great ult to be able to split people in two. But as it drives like a wedge between the team, nobody can follow up because they're miles away from everyone. Then take a look at this ult as well, coming out from the Mei. Adora just yeets it into the backline like an absolute Kobe blizzard. Look at where he's positioned and look at where this blizzard ends up. It's absolutely miles away. Again, no chance for a follow-up. I mean, I don't even know how he's thrown it that far. It's right in their backline. Who's going to follow up on that? The only possibility is they're setting up picks for Godspeed. But wait, they ended up winning this fight. So what went wrong here for the NYXL? It's Nene. We've been talking about Hangzhou's playing passive or aggressive all day. He takes the nano, goes into the backline, slept immediately. He's making a big play, trying to get picks. Instead, clutch play from Bebe to be able to find that sleep and then gets picked off in the back. And this is where it falls to pieces for both of these teams. Because as much as Spark are making mistakes with their ults and also just their positioning on defense, not being able to maximize that collapse kind of feel, New York are also making mistakes. So you get a really weird, turbulent feel to this match.
Adora with the Steph Curry blizzard, man.
I don't know. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Whoa.
I've never seen that. You guys had any predictions for the rest of this match? I know you got, I believe you both picked New York to win this, right?
Yeah, the entirety of the desk picked New York for this one.
Right.
It is anyone's game. I mean, it's 1-1.5. It's hard to pick a definitive winner because it seems like both teams had an edge. You know, New York after the first map, Hangzhou Spark onto the second one. Now it just depends off the back of this who can really get their marbles in order.
Yeah, I think
saying, but I made it up.
When it gets to Junkertown, I think I might give the edge over to the Hangzhou Spark. I think if they can field Bazzi and he can go toe-to-toe with Nene, I think they might be able to get an advantage.
But are they even fielding Bazzi? That's the thing.
I don't know. I keep bringing this up for the Spark.
They just don't field him.
They theoretically could have an advantage if he comes in, and then they've got a really sick Widowmaker to play with. At this point, maybe I'm just deluded and thinking that this guy's far better than he is. Maybe he's just underperforming in all of their scrims. I don't know.
We won't know until we see him. We won't know until we see him out there.
Yeah.
It's just
put Bazzi in, you cowards.
Make it happen. You heard it from Sideshow. Put Bazzi in. Well, guys, the Hangzhou Spark, they are in desperate need of a win if they want to stop themselves from skidding down. In the NYXL, they're looking for seeding. We're going to see which team can pull out ahead in just a bit. Stay tuned.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
resistance. Cease your resistance.
Welcome back, guys. It is all tied up between the Hangzhou Spark and the New York Excelsior Volskaya, going the way of the Spark. And what do you think going forward? Who do you think is going to take it? Make a prediction.
I think Nene has given the NYXL a win, and he has taken one away. He gives and he takes.
That is true. He's
but,
fair.
But
in
based
that
on
way.
the current giving and taking pattern, NYXL will win in map 5. So
Perfectly balanced, like all matches in Overwatch League should be.
So yeah, I think Nene did very well on that first map, but as we saw Sideshow pointing out, had some questionable decisions in terms of that second map when he was on the Hangzhou,
Yep.
and that led to some pretty significant advantages, especially if you look at Godsby, which is constantly flanking around and taking him out on the A attacks.
I loved Spark's strategy of just throw all your ultimates at them needlessly to make them lower their guard.
Yes.
Then when they come in.
And then when they come in with a nano boosted Hanzo,
That's right. Make
you
them
sleep
complacent.
dart them. You sleep
Exactly.
dart them.
Exactly.
Lulls them into a false sense of security because you know
It was a clever ruse.
you know that after you throw all your ultimates out, you're 100% going to land the sleep dart out of the nano boosted Hanzo.
Absolutely.
And therefore defend the point.
You got it. I'm glad you could analyze that.
Nice.
Well done. We're going to Hollywood, guys. That's right. It's time to see what amazing things these teams can show us on this hybrid map. New York Excelsior going on the attack first. Both teams with a winning record on this map. New York a little bit better, but not a huge amount. And with the meta shift, a lot of those map record informational graphics are kind of suspect. Things have changed, Monty. I don't know if you've noticed, but things have changed a bit in the Overwatch League lately.
What's different about the Overwatch League, Doa?
It's a lot more bird-focused than before, especially in the geese category.
Oh, okay.
The migratory bird category. Yeah. Other than that, not much. Hangzhou Spark on the defense, setting things up a little bit ahead as they try to throw in a early battle grenade, but New York looping around the side. And
This is
and
a
the
trick
Doom
play.
Fest.
This is a trick play on the Doomfist. So let's take a look at this. They were not revealing the fact that the Doomfist was being played, but information out now that we passed 15 seconds into the match.
Yep.
So they went back for a swap to a dive composition with Libero on the Genji.
I like it. See what Libero can get done here. He's going to dash his way to safety for now. Animo's going to follow. And we might have that nano blade here. We'll see what Animo can do. Taking a little bit of damage here. You got to be careful. Godsby is certainly accurate. That is going to prove my point. Libero trying to grind that railing with his body. Doesn't work too well.
He took an arrow to the knee.
Yes, that's right. He was a hero until he took that arrow to the knee right there. Yep. It wasn't a headshot, so we can say that.
Oh, it was sticking out of his knees.
That's confirmed then.
It's extra good.
Yeah, Gushue. Get the punch on Meko. I like that the melee kill graphic is like a fist, kind of an upward trajectory. It makes me think they just uppercut somebody. Ooh, Nene gets hooked. Escapes though. Don't see many Doomfist escape from that.
No, it's going to be a little bit tricky, I think, for the NYXL to find a target here. Because you have to ask, who are you really going after on the side of the Hangzhou Spark?
Well, I think you got to go after the Ana maybe, but it's hard to approach. You got the Immortality Field, Sleep Dart to deal with. Nene down to sub 30 health, but he survives. Amano bouncing after him. Meanwhile, Libero getting closer and closer to that Dragon Blade. Needs to build it fast. Oh, Adora, Godsby rather, in trouble. Reflect comes up, not before Libero gets hit with the anti-heal, but it's going okay. Bebe down, but NA dropped as well. No support so for Spark besides IDK. He drops the amplification matrix, and the damage is enough to push New York back for now. They start under Rhea.
You saw the nano blade up. Here we go.
Oh, wow, they're going for it, man. Why not? IDK down, and now the whole hog reflected right into Gushue, but he had the fortify, so it didn't do a lot of damage. The big story there is the kill onto the support. The Batiste down, and now Adora soon to follow. Godsby comes back with a 2K with the Dragon Strike. Headshot with the Dragon Strike. That means the arrow actually hit Libero before it turned into the giant dragon. That's what happens sometimes, but it looks like at the end of the day, New York scrambling to take this one.
I mean, they only have 2 people on the point, Doa, so it's going to be tricky.
Well, they've got the respawns, but can they get there fast enough? Here comes the Genji and the Mercy right now. Nene diving through the door.
Godsby's hard carrying.
Got for him.
He's got
and
another Dragon Strike.
Another Dragon Strike, that's right. Rhea knocks skyward. There's a minefield. He's going to take a little bit of damage from that, make that a lot. Meanwhile, Godsby with another headshot. on Nemeko, single-handedly keeping his team in this defense, but New York has nearly taken point A.
I mean, they're trying
They
to
can't
go
get
up,
it.
but the respawns keep coming in, and the Hangzhou Spark are bunkering up in the cafe right now. Adora finally falls. Players are switching to Tracer just to get back to the point fast enough. Only a minute remaining here for NYXL.
Oh, this is not the attack they were planning here. Nene, like you said, swapping to that Tracer as the desperation sets it for New York. Another blade. Oh, 3 kills with 1 swipe, and he goes down, but hey man, he did his job. That is enough. That is plenty for New York to finally get the payload moving.
It took a while, though. That was a long and bitter battle for the NYXL. And we're going to take a look at Libero again here with that 3K. So he's going to...
How many swipes does it take to get to the center of the Hangzhou Spark?
I mean, the knock-up, too, is so fun.
Yep. That was very well executed.
It's a very disappointing lollipop.
That's right. It's not last long. Well,
although I would describe the Hangzhou Spark this stage as a very disappointing lollipop.
I would describe most lollipops as disappointing, man. Those things are just annoying to eat. I never liked those. Unless they want to sponsor the Overwatch League, then I'd love them. Oh, nice shot on a Nene. Oh, goodbye! He's going all the way to Hanamura.
He's going home.
He is, that's right. That's the idea. That's not going to be a long-lasting mini diva. Now the fight becomes with the Widowmaker. Adora has the ice block, slamming down like Kirby. Gushway, the one who falls. Adora trying to stay alive, sub 40 health, but Meko gets the kill with the Bunny Blaster, and the payload keeps moving.
This match has gone full fiesta, though.
Sure has. I am entertained. I cannot deny that I'm enjoying this.
I mean, I like the fact that at least that I switched over to the Widowmaker here. They've got sort of partial dive composition, some Widowmaker to backups, try and get some headshots while the Hangzhou Spark are otherwise occupied with the front line. Minefield goes down, Nana
Late time, oh! Hook comes in, but he's got the reflect up in time. Cancel it, goes in onto Godspeed. There's a kill there. Onto the Mercy. Gushway super low. Probably not going to be able to survive much longer. There it is. And Libero, again, bailing out his team with the blade. He can't reflect the freeze, though. Dora, doesn't matter. Oh, maybe it does. All right.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it goes down eventually.
In the end, it didn't matter.
You know, they tried so hard and they got so far, but in the end, New York took point B anyway.
That's how it goes
I
sometimes.
think that's how the song went.
And he's still trying to get some staggers here. He was trying to abuse the split spawn, but instead Jonak dies to Godspeed for free. Somebody needs to push this payload right now.
That's a good idea.
As soon as the studio doors open, and they are going to come back. So NYXL, this is not a great composition for them on this point with Mono on the ball. And yeah, he's going to swap off.
Who drives through the studio soundstage just to get to their parking spot? Like, what kind of studio construction is this?
I tried to drive through the Owl studio one time. They wouldn't let me.
That's right. We had to get you out on bail after that one, but you know, it was worth a try, I suppose. Supercharger. Oh, Godspeed down though. Nene finds a headshot under the Reaper. Adora's still sitting on that Blizzard, waiting for it. Might have an opportunity here. Right clicks. Ooh, 2 on the Nene. Nice shots by Adora. Forcing the ice block out from Libero as well as Hangzhou Spark start to push forward. They get Mono separated from the rest of his team for the moment. Can't get the kill though.
Gotta sleep under the Diva though, Doa. So Rhea right now sleeping on the floor, and that gives NYXL the opening they need. Godspeed though switching back to the Reaper and picking up an elimination on the Mono. Still looks like we're gonna see some progress here for the XL.
Sleep Dart does not connect. Anti-heal does on 2 members of Spark though. That includes Godspeed. He's gonna go down. Here comes the Shadow Step from Nene, trying to get into the back lines. And there goes IDK.
Finally, Nano Boost.
Yep.
Not the most effective use on Nene. Used a lot of that time while he was Shadow Stepping, but
It's the intimidation factor.
it is
That's what I always tell my team anyway.
the electric factor.
That's right.
All right. Final push here for NYXL. 45 seconds remaining for them. They're going to spam a little bit. They need to get this Blizzard for Libero if they want to close this out.
Nearly all the way through to the end of it, but we're sub 1 minute again for New York. Adora gets battled around, but able to use, or not use the Blizzard rather. Libero tosses out there, but nobody there. That was just a zoning Blizzard, I guess we could say. Here comes the self-destruct, and Meko doesn't find anybody really with it. Nene now walking for it, trying to do as much damage as he possibly can, but he has to play it a bit more safe than that. Nearly there for that Death Blossom, though. Defense matrix a little bit low on the side of Rhea. Can they capitalize? He's trying to find a way to sneak in there. 10 seconds remaining. They're going to give him the nano boost anyway. Going forward here, went up over the May wall. Now the sound barrier comes in for Spark, and the kills are coming in as well. And I don't know if that's going to work out, man. Sorry. You tried. You tried, and that's really all we can ask. Most of New York was already dead, and that's where the push is going to stop.
It was all he could do.
Play the game!
It definitely wasn't going to work.
No.
And that's where the payload will end for the NYXL. Honestly, a respectable push considering how long that hold went on point A.
Yeah. Spark again, putting together a solid defense and putting themselves in a situation where all they need to do is get close to finishing, win a map, take a lead in this series despite things like that happening. But hey, you can lose a fight and still win the round. Let's see what Spark can do on their attack when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
You're powered up. Get in there. Nerf this. You're powered up. Get in there.
The Hangzhou Spark getting the job done on defense eventually. New York not able to take that third point on their attack here on Hollywood, and that means Hangzhou Spark with a chance to win the map right here in this round. Somebody's going to win the map in this round.
Yeah, that's very true. And NYXL going back to a little bit more of a classic defense here on Hollywood with the
Junkrat in there. All right. Well, it's been tough for the Riptire to be impactful lately because of things like Ice Block, Wraith Form. There's a lot of ways to get out of the damage now. But we'll see what he can do with it. That's still a lot of spam coming through the Arisa shield, so it can be tough to approach in that situation. Look at that, they already use it. Whoa, never mind.
they can't even res him because he died in the front.
As a Zen player, I am very pleased.
Well, that was a super greedy play by the NYXL. They are very much punished for it. Now they just aren't going to get enough spam in.
Well, he goes over to the Genji, but he's not going to really get back in time, most likely, unless New York finds a pick right about now.
Rhea's just zoning him out. He's not even letting him into this fight.
All right, Amp Matrix comes in from Hangzhou Spark already. Gonna step on the point right now. They've got the shield. Now New York needs to collapse on this. Unless they want to give up a very fast point A. Godsby just offers himself as a sacrifice. The Immortality Field did not come in. He's like, I volunteer as tribute. New York, more than happy to oblige there. Rhea, though, does come in with the double kill. Even though Meko gets one, it's going to be tough for New York to hold this one. I don't know. Animo does get the res on the Nene, though, so New York not out of it just yet. It's another ice block from Adoran. Kushway a little bit low. Can they finish him? Nene down, baby, fragging out on that Zenyatta. And can they finish off the point right here? He's got the Transcendence. It's looking pretty good for Spark, and there goes Animo. So it looks like they will, off the back of a Godsby 3K, get the point going.
The Hangzhou Spark just played well around that initial pick. They sent Rhea into the hallway.
Yeah.
Beyond the doors there that are going to open here. Receive Bebe here.
It's a great right click. Hit him in the air. And then, sometimes it feels good. Just go take out that Genji. I respect that. Bebe's doing a lot of things I agree with right now.
The one person who couldn't die on that defense was the Junkrat, and especially he can't die in a place where you can't res him.
That it was a silly situation. Put it that way. Nene, meanwhile, on board with him. It's a Nene versus Gatsby Cam. Hanzo v Hanzo. Here comes the Dragon Strike at Nene right now. Has to avoid it. Naturally. Supercharger comes in. Jonak force use that Transcendence to keep New York in the fight, but they're getting separated by that whole hog. Blizzard as well. Gushue kept alive for the moment. They're getting healing in there. There goes Libero. Nice hook onto the Mei to take that one out.
Good. Oops. Good little halt there. But it's actually Bebe who goes around the corner. Beats that one a little bit.
All right, Storm Arrow through the Ant Matrix. That's a lot of damage.
Certainly is. Lots of low members on the Spark, though, getting kept alive now by the Immortality Field.
Yep.
Finally healed up, and Godsby's just been popping off this map.
Nah, he's been going great. He's been doing very, very well on this one. And that's a little stagger on Meko.
Yeah, I think Godsby's clearly the player you want to go with instead of Bazzi. And if Godsby was not doing so individually well, I think Hangzhou Spark would be getting absolutely crushed right now. But Godsby is saving them.
Another kill on Mono after the hook comes in. Dragon Strike to try to secure things. Nene strikes back with a kill on the IDK. Another hook comes in from Rhea. You knew quite well with that. That payload's going to get there. Yeah, that's point B already. 4:30 on the clock for Hangzhou to just get about like 2/3 of the way through point C, maybe a little bit more.
And you're going to
like 4/5, I guess. But
you're going to get a stagger here onto Nene, so it's even better for the Hangzhou Spark. And holy moly, 4 minutes and 20 seconds to not even make it all the way through point C. Hangzhou looking like they have this map in the bag.
Yeah, it's looking brutal. And they're going to be able to take the lead in this series too. So will New York be able to get a hold here now? They have to win a fight. They got to get some sort of defense going because nothing really happened on B. And that's Mono down again. Spark just seems to have New York's number right now.
I mean, they're not even doing anything particularly complicated. They just put down an Ant Matrix and then halted and shot the dude who came in. Mono, that is
Blizzard.
Going to be a Blizzard that gets IDK.
All right, well, yeah, Jonak managed to get some kill there. Nice hook onto Godsby. And New York finally putting a bit of a stop despite that nice Immortality Field placement.
IDK tried to save Gushue with the Immortality Field and put it across the lip so they couldn't shoot it, but he was just barely out of range of it, so couldn't save himself.
It's not IDK's fault. It's your teammates who should get under your Immortality Field.
Well, he put it,
right?
He could put it on his side, I guess. There is a valid argument to be made for that.
Yeah.
With the Ares has more HP and has fortified.
Whoa, Rhea gets hooked, trying to get away, takes a breather, damage reduction, not enough to save him though.
Yeah. Also, he had Discord Orb on him, so he gets melted.
Nice Sonic Arrow actually to keep track of the team, seeing if he wants to use that Dragon Strike or not. Really well done there.
Now, throughout all of this, though, Hangzhou has been working their way up to 5 ults.
They have been.
And they've got time to get another 5 or 6 ults, even if they fail this push.
Still about 3 minutes. Yeah, a little under left for the Spark. Wow, we're doing Tetris now, I guess. Wall on top of wall. IDK Immortality Field down. Here's Rhea walking forward with that whole hog. Gushue manages to kill a couple small things, but here comes the Dragon Strike from New York. Gonna force the Transcendence out of Bebe. And now Godsby walking forward with that Storm Arrow. Meko down already. Gushue takes out Meno, and that is the end of the map. New York, they don't even step on it. All right, Hangzhou Spark takes the lead in this series.
Well, it's been weird.
It's been wacky, it's been weird,
it's been
wild,
wacky.
It's been wonderful. And it's perhaps one map away from being over. We'll see if Spark can close it out with a map 4 win when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
is up. Cease your resistance.
Into the iris. Into the iris.
Two hometown favorites going toe-to-toe one more time.
The Vancouver Titans, Stage 1 champions.
The Shock have done it! Stage 2 champions!
Make some noise for the current holders of the California Cup.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are a mere 2 weeks away from the Kit Kat rivalry weekend. Both the teams on your screen will be there. Go to Valiant.com/tickets to get, guess what you get there?
Kit Kats?
No, tickets. But you might be able to get some Kit Kats at the Kit Kat rivalry weekend. I don't know. I'm just going to break me off a piece of that Overwatch action. And
Should be some really-
hopefully Kit Kats too. I actually really like Kit Kats. So.
Should be some really good games there as well.
Yeah.
Considering we
Really, really excellent games actually.
kind of across the board. So
Yeah.
very exciting times.
Didn't Vancouver play both New York
Shock.
and San Francisco
Yes.
that weekend? That's
Back-to-back days. Should be really, really good.
excellent collection of teams. Yeah. Well, we're going to Junkertown. Chance for New York Excelsior to tie up the series, which was the way this week's been going. Wouldn't be surprised to see another map 5, but Hangzhou Spark have been looking a lot better, I think, overall. In this, they've been looking better. They've been looking better overall. You can't fight me on that. A lot better. I will concede the point that they might not be looking a lot better, but they are looking better overall in this series versus New York.
This has not been a stunning display of 2-2-2 Overwatch skill. It's been weird. We're gonna see what the Hangzhou Spark have with their Genji Widow defense on Junkertown.
You're gonna reflect things.
That
is
is
gonna
a
do.
that's a huge
Yeah, nice bio grenade to start things off.
grenade.
That'll buy you a couple seconds anyway. Might have led to a pick or two, did not though. Now Adora is gonna be reflecting those Nene headshots. Just wait. I'm calling it here.
Will be the Widow and the Mei
That's right.
coming in against the composition here of the Hangzhou Spark.
Adora's gonna be reflecting those Mei right clicks. Mecho's just gonna kill Bebe, I guess. New York pushing forward at 6v5 now. No res. Oh boy. Kushui fortified, trapped behind the wall, tries to walk away. He's in trouble though, and he goes down. There's a res. So IDK using it. And there's a hook on Aria right away though, so the D-Mech is gonna come in. And IDK down already, so this defense instantly collapsing for the Hangzhou Spark.
Again, I just question what the Genji is supposed to do here. Is he supposed to get in the back line and deal with Nene? Because he
Apparently.
can't really charge into the depth ball of the NYXL, and they have the immortality field,
He's got his.
so he's not going to get resets. I mean, yes, but they have to get rid of the field first.
They do. There's a res on a Kushui. IDK got back just in time, but not in time to get the tanks onto the payload. Ouch. Ouch! Wow. Cosby was looking the wrong direction there.
Well, he was stuck out there, so might as well just take the shot. Nene is ready and waiting, and now Hangzhou Spark are just going to collapse on this defense because they only have 5 players here, and they're just getting like Nano Blade.
Oh, but the blade comes in, the stun, the hook. He reflects the damage though, and he turns around on the immortality field. Can he get more? Gets a nano boost late, and he's gonna live. He got one. Got one. He's gonna get maybe a Widowmaker here. No, she gets back to the team, and they get turned right around. Then it gets Adora, and Mecha walking forward again with that whole hog. So the Genji plan not working out for Hangzhou Spark. Probably gonna see a swap from Adora here. Yeah, here comes the Mei.
I'm struggling to understand why you would pick a blind Genji into an A defense on Junkertown.
Confidence.
It's definitely a lot of confidence there. They did stop the payload for a brief moment with that Nano Blade, but I think definitely the swap over is the smart way to play this one. Yep. They're going to try and get an early jump on the Mei Reaper, which we'll almost certainly see here in point C.
Nene very confident that would drop down below the edge before it exploded. It did, but it's close. Trying to go high. Firing behind the Arisa shield. Nobody really from Spark around to defend this. They're gonna Maybe try for another one at the end of B, but no, they're not even going to be there.
No, they're not going to be there.
Wow, all right, well, that's point B taken now by New York. 5 minutes to go. On point C, they're looking real strong in this attack.
I feel like watching this series, it's like playing sometimes on Volskaya and on this map, it's been like one team doesn't even have an opponent in the game. And it's just the objective is just being taken freely.
That is true. It's like they're taking turns letting their fans play for them or something like that. Not that I'm saying their fans aren't good at Overwatch, I'm just saying, you know.
I'll say it. They're not.
They're not Overwatch League caliber people, probably. Not yet.
All right, well, Hangzhou finally getting entrenched here on the defense. NYXL begin to push through after waiting out the supercharger.
Yeah. Gatsby playing it safe. A little too safe. Here comes the coalescence from Bebe. That's right, trying to push New York back again. Nice halt. No hooks out of that one, though. Libero walking forward, a little bit of freezing, and they're just going to jump right in the Hangzhou Spark. Adora throws in the Blizzard. Can New York escape here? Shui down. And Adora trying to carry this one, but Mano says no way, and the payload keeps moving for now.
Everybody else was pushed back on the side of the Hangzhou Spark, so half of them weren't even in the Blizzard in that fight, and now they're going to get staggered.
The confidence of Adora, once again.
There's a mini diva hiding behind the payload.
That was well done. Well played, Rhea.
Well played, Rhea. That was actually nice. That was actually a good play.
Champion, for sure. It's my hide-and-seek MVP of the match.
Like NYXL took them a second. They're like, what?
Oh,
What's
moving.
going on here?
Something is afoot by the payload. Libero just waiting to drop that Blizzard. He gets Ice Block out of Adora early, too.
Sorry, not a long cooldown on that one. By the time they engage, should have it up again. Blizzard now coming here for Libero. Can they close it out? Nice halt, bringing them together.
As the attacking team, you can just throw it in. Near the payload as you get to the end of it. Nobody really gets stuck in that one, but it does zone them away. Now Spark collapsing again as the Blizzard ends. Gatsby trying to walk the back lines. Nene gets 4! Whoa, there's your play of the game right there. And that should be the end of that.
Well,
New York.
There was a D-Mech onto Rhea, and what happened is the Hangzhou Spark stacked their support ultimates, so they realized that there was literally nothing that could stop that Death Blossom from going in, and all he had to do is press Q.
Did you see New York take like a synchronized drink of water after that round? That's how tight this team is.
Well, it's the first thing they've done together this game.
Yeah, but you don't need all that if Nene's just getting like 4 or 5 Ks.
So
with the Death Blossom, here we go. You can see it again in all its glory.
So there was a self-destruct, and look, they don't have any support ults, so it's just free. Just free.
Yep. What I want them to do is at the end of the Reaper Death Blossom ultimate, when he throws the guns away as his last action, I want those guns to do extra damage as they hit people.
They just spin around on the ground, shooting wildly.
No, just you know, thrown. Yeah, they just club somebody in the end.
Counts as a melee attack.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, random. That's what we need. More randomness.
Pro players in every esport everywhere demanding more RNG.
That's right. Who doesn't love a good bit of RNG every once in a while? You can't say all the time because that would not be RNG.
Yeah. Who needs skill when you can have RNG instead?
We don't really have RNG in Overwatch, which is great.
I know. I'm deeply appreciative of that fact.
Yeah. No random abilities, no critical hits.
No unskilled critical hits.
That's right. No unskilled critical hits. Now that Scatter Arrow is out of the game. It's great. Here we go. Hangzhou Spark on the attack. In a moment. You know, oh yeah. Oh, all right.
Here they go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, on the payload now. Yeah.
They've decided that they don't want to run. Nope.
Oh.
They're changing to the Zenyao.
Oh, okay.
And the Batiste and the Roadhog.
Roadhog.
All right.
Now it's ready. Let's
They're
go.
good now.
Yeah.
They've taken a look. They're satisfied. They say we want to play the mirror, except playing Batiste instead of the Mercy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, having that immortality field is definitely nice. I think a bit better at keeping people alive on the payload anyway. Might not be able to get those reses in the 1v1, so Nene, you know, is going to be really looking to win those duels against the other Widowmaker. So there's no Mercy there to res Gatsby.
Oh, that's the end of Adora. Nice hook.
Nice headshots. Whoa, boy. Great headshots onto Meko. Has to take a breather to escape here.
Yeah, and the counter hook is good because it gets...
Uh-oh.
Well, there goes Gooshway. It was temporarily good because they got the Mei behind the Orisa barrier, which means it wasn't resable, but
Yeah.
now it's going to be a reset here. Or the Spark. They kind of went a little bit too fast there before they could get Godsby on the flank. Ideally, you want the Roadhog to have a tough decision as to whether he's going to try and hook the sniper on the flank, or whether he's going to coordinate and try and hook a tank with the help of Halt.
Right.
Now everybody on the Spark going to be going around the far side, except for Godsby, who sets up the crossfire.
Reckling's coming in from Neko, or Meko rather. Maybe some nice angles actually for Nene. They've got the infra sight too to give him a little bit more vision, give the entire team vision. New York rotates around. Ooh, that May wall separating people a little bit. And it looks like Libero might be in a little bit of trouble. He had to use that shield early, but they've been able to keep him alive. Now Meko gets frozen. Libero getting really close to a Blizzard as well. There goes Immortality Field, and now Pepe striking back with a kill onto Meko.
Oh, the trance just a little bit late to save Libero right there. Animo trying to come back with an elimination onto Godsby.
It's very rough.
They get the res, but
supports are dead.
it's only
All right, well,
Libero just gets to die again.
Yep. Cryogenically frozen until popping out into a Roadhog at left click.
That's right. Always terrible to be.
Time to contemplate your fate in the ice block.
Yeah, you try and escape your fate by cryogenically freezing yourself, and then you just wake up and immediately die.
Yeah.
Bummer.
You're sitting in there, you're like, well, I've made some mistakes. And this might be the end of things. Oh, Nene down. Adora with a right click onto the Widowmaker, and it's just going to be the whole hog from Rhea to try to zone out the rest of New York as they finish point A, and they will be able to do just that. So Hangzhou Spark with another 3:30 on the clock right now, but New York doing a really good job of stalling things out on the first point.
Yeah, they're still pushing forward too, and
Yeah,
they even get an elimination on Godsby in that was a 5 versus 6. New York on the shorthand, still able to make it work.
Anything you can do to stop that payload. They're actually going to swap Rhea over to the Diva now.
All right, Hangzhou running a composition outside of that Transcendence with very low healing. So this is about speed boosting your way into a melee position.
Yeah, Zen and Lucio do not add up to a lot of healing for your team here.
Yeah, it's just about getting in the mix really fast and selecting a target. They'll probably change after they use Trance, because they have the healing with the Transcendence for the moment.
Yeah, you can see Adora trying to cut off the healing for the New York side of things too at that May wall. Once again, bisecting the team. Libero waiting for a chance to throw down the Blizzard. That's a nice kill onto Rhea. God's in a little bit of trouble as well. Has to raid form his way over to the health pack. Stay safe, it's not there though.
So if you're gonna do this, you have to all in. You can't sit here and try and break out and flank people.
Libero got the Blizzard off, and they actually traded for Bebe's Transcendence. Now Spark going in. New York maybe a little bit of an overcommitment on that Blizzard.
Well, especially because Bebe got that kill on the Blizzard. That was huge with the respawns coming through, and the fact that he can cover his team with the Trance.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if Bebe and Gachi were not making mega picks in this series, Hangzhou would be lost. But they're coming up with very impactful eliminations.
Yeah. So that's going to be most of point B. We'll see if New York decides to set up a defense at the end of this.
Yeah, they should have
Get
time.
closer. Yeah, they do have an opportunity here. They're going to take it.
They can force Adora's Blizzard. That's probably good. They most likely are not going to be able to win this fight.
They've got the Coalescence. It's going to be Jonak from behind using that Moira ultimate. Wall comes in, blocks a little bit of that healing. Bebe with the kill on the Mono. They couldn't quite get the healing onto him in time. Nene does get the kill on the Bebe and it saves. And Adora able to take down Meko's mech with that Blizzard. Godsby gets a couple as well, and oh dear. Oh, stall? Stall much? Yep. Nicely done. Onto Animo. Payload itself getting a bit stalled too, and once again, Libero is going to be like, well, here I am again.
I really don't agree with Animo coming in and using the sound barrier in that situation, because the elimination on the front line had already occurred. Like, if you can get that defense and force the Blizzard out, I feel like you've already won.
Yeah.
In terms of your expectations for that engagement, because you're coming back potentially with a Blizzard and a sound barrier of your own.
At least New York is going to have more time in the time bank if the Spark are able to finish it here. Godsby getting into the back lines onto Jonak, defense matrix there, preventing some of that Reaper damage. He's got the Death Blossom, but meanwhile, Nene using his first. No kills out of that one, though. Self-destruct, not catching anyone for Spark either. Now Gosby will see if he can get to the back line. Set. Self-destruct catches Adora. Wow, that is interesting. And they demech Rhea as well. Kind of an interesting positioning for Meko's self-destruct. He's going to follow it up with a kill into Gushue. New York able to turn that fight around and get a defensive stop.
I mean, somehow, especially they opened it when they had Death Blossom and Blizzard just by throwing the Death Blossom in. It gets nothing done. And they're lucky that maybe got no value out of that Transcendence effectively, and the Blizzard was sent down later by Libero, but super awkward team fight.
Ready to go to map 5, Monty?
Yes.
Yeah.
More of this, please.
We are definitely going there. Calling it now. Maywall coming in. Godsby. Oh boy, taking a lot of damage here. Jonak has some Transcendence, but things get a little bit hairy here. Spark with a chance to push, but only a minute 20 left on the clock.
All right, looks like they're able to control the chokes well enough now.
Oh, hi.
They do get a wall down to make it past the doorway, so Hangzhou Spark in the mix. They've got their Reaper on the high ground, which is going to force the NYXL back. They don't want him dropping down and dealing a bunch of damage to them. They're being cautious about the Blizzard as well.
Godsby's going to try to be elusive here. Yeah, he's teleporting now up into the high ground most likely. Ooh, sneaking in from behind. Trying to jump onto Bebe is Nene.
Back go, 8 the Blizzard.
Whoa, that's big, yeah. The Blizzard taken away from the Spark. Adora not getting it done, but Godsby coming in with the Death Blossom. Only 1 kill onto Libero during that, though. Mono frozen. Maybe they can finish him off. Jonak already down. And here comes a sound barrier for both teams, but it's Spark that has the numbers, and they are going to get this payload moving again.
I mean, 1 kill is enough, though, because of the crazy value you get out of it. It forces them to use Trance, so you get that out as well, and you win the team fight.
Yeah.
So good timing.
Yeah, but we're
From
down
the
to
Death Blossom.
15 seconds, so all New York needs to do is win 1 more fight, and they're going to send us to that tiebreaker map.
Cease your resistance.
Right, otherwise we're going to go to Time Bank here on Junkertown. Halt goes out. Are they going to get anything? They're going to fling an Ice Block Fade to the other side.
That's what happens when the Halt gets stopped. Nene comes in with the Death Blossom and kill into IDK already, but he goes down. Hangzhou Spark answering, but they got hit with a big bio grenade. Doesn't matter, I don't know. They're almost there. It's only Jonak on the point right now, but here comes Animo trying to boot people away, but there's only so much a couple supports can do. And it looks like we are going to go to the Time Bank round. New York with the edge, but we're going to go to extra innings either way, and Spark with a chance again to end the series.
I mean, but it is Junkertown, and we have seen huge snowball pushes on this map in the past.
Oh, yeah.
So not out of the realm of possibility for the Spark.
Going to be exciting. Don't go anywhere, guys. Extra rounds here on Junkertown when we come back. Well, 1 minute for the Hangzhou Spark. They'll be attacking first in our Time Bank rounds. 3 minutes and 48 seconds for the New York Excelsior. But like you mentioned before the break, Monty, we have seen some pretty insane overtime pushes on this map. And with the way this series has been going, who knows what we're going to see? New York, sneaky, aggressive defense as they start things off. But they know Spark is right there. Maywall comes in to try to block people. They've got Meko up there protecting the upper exit as well. They're trying to force him out the left side so that New York can take a defensive position right on top of the payload.
Yeah, they're playing so far up right now.
Oh, nice Maywall.
Their huge time advantage.
That's right. Separating the tanks from the rest of the team. The healing not coming in. They have to duck back into spawn again. Still rough for Rhea. Adora does go down, and they didn't quite get the DMAC on the Diva, but Spark still being camped right now. 25 seconds remaining.
Will the Spark get any meters at all? Even 0.1 meters? That's the question with 15 seconds left.
Right? It's crazy. New York on the payload. This might be the first time we've ever seen the payload not be moved at all on an escort map. They're trying. New York needs to win one more fight here. We're getting into overtime. Nene needs some healing too. Bebe with the Coalescence. He built it up very quickly as Moiras often do. Now Jonak with his, trying to keep his tanks alive. The payload has not yet moved. Mono down though, so Spark trying to turn this fight around. They've got the kill on the Libero as well. And New York can't quite stop it. We're into OT, but the payload is underway.
I was really hoping there was going to be a chance of a draw on escort, though. I'll
right?
be honest with you.
It's
but
possible.
No, it won't happen today.
I've been part of a ranked game that actually did draw on this map. We got held completely, and then we held the opponents completely.
Wow.
It does happen.
All right.
So Spark, though, with a good amount of ultimates. New York, though, has their own as they try to win another fight. Push this payload a bit farther. Here comes the superchargers from both teams. Sound barrier early on from New York. If Hangzhou Spark can wait to use theirs, they do a little bit longer. They're gonna have that shield for a bit longer than New York will. There's the Death Blossom here. Libero dodges it with the Ice Block. Mono loses the supercharger in the meantime. Here comes a Blizzard from the Hangzhou Spark. Gonna freeze up Libero. Nene gets two though on the Reaper. Godspeed striking back, and there's one on the Mono from the self-destruct. So will the Spark be able to win this short-handed fight here? Not a lot of people left. And with a 4v2, I don't think it's gonna work out. Nene says no, and that's where the payload stops. New York gives up some ground, but not much.
I mean, if the Hangzhou Spark had just waited a little bit longer to use their Blizzard and their Death Blossom, they may have been able to hold, but both those ultimates not seeing great usage right there, and instead NYXL strikes back.
Yeah,
so 4 minutes to take A effectively for NYXL.
3 minutes and 48 seconds to be specific, but any way you want to calculate it, it is plenty of time to get the payload to the point that Spark was shut down at.
And then we get to see more of this matchup, which has delivered us some wildly sloppy but somewhat entertaining Overwatch.
Yeah. You say somewhat entertaining. I say incredibly entertaining.
I mean, it has made me laugh at times.
Yeah, I like it. You know, there's something to be said for great, tight play in any esport, but there's also something to be said for the Clown Fiesta. It's called Fiesta for a reason. It's a party.
It is
Parties
a party.
are fun, Monty, all right? Just give up and enjoy the Fiesta.
I am enjoying the Fiesta.
That's good. Glad to hear that.
You're right. It's not called a Clown Siesta.
That's right. It's not a nap. It's a party. Hangzhou Spark was the pinata of that last party. On their round, we'll see if New York can finish it off.
They've got to go for this really bold strat, right?
Yeah, they do.
Well.
Oh, all right. So much for that. He came down already. Jonak's like, nah, I got my own skin in this game. In case you didn't know, that means I'm pretty good. I'm gonna get a kill. And then New York pushing onto the payload here. Maybe about half health. Remember, they're trying to do this without their Lucio. He's respawned, but he's nowhere nearby. He's finally getting back now. Rhea does get the kill into Libero. So New York, oh boy. Hey, all right. Kill onto Godspeed. It's not going to be a res. IDK, a little bit of trouble again, but he did get back to his team in time. And New York back in spawn for the moment. How fast can Godspeed get back?
Some really good late kills, too, for the Hangzhou Spark. And there's so much room that they can actually back off under cover. And the Reaper is just going to shadow step his way closer and closer. Going to buy some time with the Maywall. That's important to get Jonak.
Oh, Jonak!
No!
So they're still fighting that 5v6, but now Godspeed showing up to bring it back to even strength with both teams. Gonna be a Blizzard very soon for Adora. He's way ahead of Libero in ult charge right now. Can he get the Blizzard off in time though? Waiting for it, yeah, he's got it. There's the sound barrier. Wait that one out, and as soon as it's done, yeah, then you throw in the Blizzard. That one doesn't get eaten. There's a wall as well to keep New York right where you want them. Goodbye, Libero. And Hangzhou Spark eating a lot of time off this time bank. But despite this great defensive effort, it's still 2 minutes and 20 seconds for New York on the time bank.
Yeah, and it's also that they threw a lot of ultimates at that too. Libero's been slow to charge that Blizzard, but NYXL's coming up on 5 ults. So it's all about the delay right now. Hangzhou Spark have to force the NYXL to use ults, respawn, and then see if they can get that miracle hold later on in point A.
It'd be a miracle, and it'd be a miracle win for the Spark as well, with the way things have been going lately. Nene sneaking around, trying to find a good angle for the Death Blossom. Trevor Mono, Godspeed down. New York gonna get some ground out of this. Maybe they're gonna commit the sound barrier on the Spark side. You gotta try to defend as much. This is it, man. And now the Coalescence comes in from Bebe. Godsby's going to be coming back with the Death Blossom, but not for a while yet. Now Gushue in a lot of trouble. Nene booped away, finally gets the kill onto the Orisa anyway, and Adora drops as well. So New York going to be getting some real distance on this payload, and it's going to be one more fight for the Hangzhou Spark, and that's all they're going to get, I think, to try to defend this one.
And even better for New York is that they held a lot of their ults in reserve. They did not commit the Mei ult until they saw many ults come out of the Spark, and it was absolutely necessary. They also hold on to 3, and they nearly charge up their sound barrier as well. So Hangzhou were really hoping that they could get a situation where they would have a blizzard here at the end, and New York wouldn't. Nene here. He's on the flank. He's going to try and get to it. Bebe rather gets him.
Huge pick from Nene. That is absolutely massive that he was able to go in there and get that one onto the Zenyatta. Here comes a Blizzard though. Oh, but Nene dropped back in with a 2K Death Blossom. And New York really seems like they're ready to send us to map 5. Called it from the beginning, man. Here we go. That's a win for New York. And we're going to go to the tiebreaker.
Really good setup there from Nene to target Bebe on the Zenyatta. Just get a couple of solid shots on him to make sure that they were going to have that player advantage. And we are going to map 5 here, and it will be on Lijiang Tower.
That's right. Going to keep the party going for a little bit longer. We'll see if either one of these teams can take it. New York trying to solidify their position on top of the Atlantic Division. Spark trying to stay in the top 6 and avoid that playoff play-in at the end of stage 4. See who takes this one when we come back. Well, it wouldn't be a stage 4 match without a map 5, and I, for one, am thrilled that we're going to get even more of this great series between the Hangzhou Spark and the New York Excelsior. It's been wild, it's been messy, hasn't been the greatest, highest, tightest level of Overwatch we've ever seen, but it's been so much fun. So who cares? Just sit back and enjoy it.
I'm glad.
Speaking to you, mostly,
Yeah,
when I'm giving this
right.
monologue, it's mostly directed at you.
Thank you. I needed that.
You're welcome. You feel better now?
No.
I tried. I tried. What can I do?
That was about it. I think that was the extent of what he could do.
It's been 7 years. I still try. I don't know why.
I appreciate your efforts. I appreciate them. Someday it might work, but today is not that day.
I don't think so. It just amuses me. Well, the Hangzhou Spark getting taken down there on Junkertown, but we're going to go to a control map, and we'll see if maybe they can win where they couldn't before. They did not win the first map of this series. It was New York that took that one. Maybe this time things will be different. It's a different map. Same map type.
Same map type, and also on Lijiang, there is a possibility that the NYXL could use Pharah again, which for some reason we didn't see the Hangzhou Spark react very well to.
Yeah.
So if we do go to Gardens, that's a possibility. And guess what? Going to Gardens.
All right, great. Gonna get to see some Pharah action. It's starting things off, and as soon as I say it, Libero swaps to main.
And Adora swaps to Pharah.
Yeah, all right. Well, sure. We got one.
Could be the Spark. Moving over to the Pharah in this instance.
So if New York get to the point first and just kind of camp on it, if New York wins that first fight, it's going to be very difficult for Spark to retake. That's going to be the key. New York really, really wants this first fight specifically.
Yes, they do.
Oh, never mind. Adora has swapped to the main. So now it's going to be fairly even up between these two teams. Now it's just going to be a brawl.
It's going to run at each other with May Reaper.
Good old-fashioned Beyblade showdown. That's right.
Well, no Beyblade. We have no Annas, but
oh, you're right.
Certainly spinning to win.
Just the I don't know, the spinning thing.
The old freeze and
Top.
spin.
That's right. All right. Ice block comes in from Adora. That's a nice orb construction from Jonak, and goodbye Adora. New York takes the first kill in this fight, but we're not done yet. Just Spark's got a chance to bring it back. They've got the Coalescence. Jonak uses his as well. Nene just firing into Rhea, and they're going to go ahead and get the D-Mech with a bit of help from Meko. Goodbye, Godsby. And so New York just eventually kind of grinding their way through the Hangzhou Spark roster, and they're going to take the point first.
So much about these mirrors is wall placement and whether or not you're going to run your enemy out of cooldowns. If the Mei is going to use the ice block, and that means you have a chance to kill her if your wall is still up, or you have enough focus fire, it makes a massive difference. And because both teams are getting those coalescences at about the same rate, because there's effectively equal incoming damage on both sides.
Exactly. It's about accuracy, it's about positioning, and it's about those Mei walls. Adora is split off from the rest of his team right now. Nearly has the Blizzard, he's going to have it. And then they use that Death Blossom. Now here comes the Blizzard. Rhea in a little bit of trouble. Lost his Matt Kushway as well, frozen and taken down. And New York defending quite well. They use a lot of ults to do it, but they keep the percentage going.
But equally, though, you see Hangzhou Spark coming in, and they're using many of their own ults. The only thing they really hold on to there is going to be the Blizzard.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
So certainly the most important one, but NYXL have looked dominant here on our control maps. And they're going to just play defensively, try and poke their way to Jonak's Coalescence, but there's an opening here for the Spark, and they're going to try and take it.
Mabes has his Coalescence as well, and that's really going to be the battering ram to try to push them onto this point right now. Godspeed with the Death Blossom, 2 in just a second. Might have enough damage on the Reaper to make the difference. They're pushing forward right now. Here comes the Blizzard from Hangzhou Spark. IDK is down, as is Mono. New York losing that tank early. It's going to make it tough for them to stay on this point right now, and it's halfway captured already for the Spark. Goodbye, Nene, and Godspeed sealing the deal with that fight, and it will be the Spark flipping the point in their favor.
Yeah, Spark smartly waiting for the freeze onto the Mei. That opens up the opportunity to use the Death Blossom with no resistance, without any tanks available for the NYXL, with Mono gone, and with Meko not able to use his defense matrix.
Yeah.
So Hangzhou Spark managed to flip this point over. Still not a lot of room for error, especially with a Blizzard coming in from the XL.
It's time Supercharger down for Spark. Gosby. Ooh, good pick. Yeah, avoids the halt. Gets one on Mono as well. Goodbye, Libero. New York, time to pull back.
Yes.
It's not working out.
The thing is, Hangzhou is now muscled their way back into this one. Supercharger down, but it earns them another Blizzard.
Yeah, they didn't have to use nearly anything besides the Supercharger for that.
Yeah, great value for the Spark.
It's going to be a lot of ultimates on both sides, honestly, coming into the next fight. Anamo's going to have his sound barrier as well. No Superchargers on either side. Zoom in for effect. Check out the ults. Ooh, nice wall, actually. That separates Lucio. Anamo in big trouble here. Can they get the kill? Blizzard's coming down. Maybe using the Coalescence to try to pile on the damage. Gosby can't be kept alive with it, though. And now the sound barrier coming in for Spark to just try to hold on to the point. New York.
They're walled off, though.
A great chance, though, to push in and end this one, end the fight, and maybe end the round. IDK not going to live through that. And yeah, Spark in big trouble. They're going to have to give over this point. And at 92% already for New York, it's going to be desperation from the Spark to try to hold on to it.
Yeah, but can they get somebody over there to touch? It looks like they're going to get the Reaper in. Now they have a Blizzard, Wraith form out, so there's a chance here they can come back in. No.
Gonna get somebody else on there, though, and barely. Adora gets there just in time. Supercharger now for the Spark, but everybody going down on that side. New York already way ahead numbers-wise, and it's only a matter of time, it seems like, unless Adora just totally carries this one, and he's not going to be able to do that.
No, he's not. Just a mini Diva and a Lucio left, and that'll seal the deal eventually for NYXL's victory.
Yep, so New York, it's a fight, but they take point A, or the first point rather, here on Lijiang Tower, 1 round away from winning this series. It was up 21-4 on the season.
It was close, though.
Yeah.
The Spark got the Reaper into the point, which triggered the overtime. NYXL, the right reaction, though, to run out towards the bridge. They had allowed that Mei in there unhindered to get the Blizzard down. That could have swung into the Spark's favor. Doesn't end up happening, though, and now here we are. Match point for the NYXL. It's been a tough one for them. They have the opportunity to seal it up.
That's right. See if they can do that. Hangzhou Spark again. Desperate for the wins here because they want to stay in that top 6. They're 14-9 right now. They drop down, they're in a danger of having to play in the play-in later. Nice wall, walling off Rhea, forcing him to fall back early on. That's a good halt though from the Spark to try to bring it back. They're getting at the freeze on Nemeko in the meantime. Point unlocking in 10 seconds, and the early picks looking like they might come in any second now. Adora takes a big right click to the face. Libero still piling the damage onto the Excelsior as they move forward here. All right, the standoff on the team right now. Coalescence is starting to come in for the Moiras, and oh man, Libero, or Nene rather, nearly went down.
Has the Wraith form though, and is healed up by the Coalescence.
The Spark all grouped up here, but it looks like the damage is mostly coming in onto the New York Excelsior right now. That's a halt. And no kills still. The point contested by both teams. Blizzard gets ready, Rhea gets DMAC, and as that happens, that opens the door for New York to take this fight. Sound barrier used on both sides, but New York having the advantage. That big DMAC under Rhea paved the way.
Yeah, it absolutely did, because it allows them to get the Blizzard down. You see the Spark try and survive with the sound barrier, but NYXL rushing in there onto multiple frozen members, and now they push towards the Spark spawn. Have a Coalescence here to try and punish the Spark if they do come through the gap. Have to be careful about a Blizzard from Adora.
Yep. NA into the back lines. Coalescence again from Bebe already. He's gonna use the Death Blossom. IDK falls victim to that, but Meko gets a 2K on the self-destruct. Gosby takes a little bit of his anger out on Anamo, but it's not gonna be enough anger to take the point. Long range shot from Nene. Who says Reaper can't be long range? He can be when your opponent has no health left.
That's right.
So ha.
It was a good play by Nene because he was in the corner, realizing that Rhea was nowhere near them. Sometimes difficult to figure out when you can thread in those Death Blossoms, when it can be such a danger to you. The Reaper, if that defense matrix is around, that time it's good. NYXL though, ult bank empty. Hangzhou Spark not doing much better though.
Yep. Libero with another Blizzard loaded up. Just has to find an opportunity. You can see he's focusing most of that fire onto Rhea. And as soon as the self-destruct comes in, he goes for it. Rhea gets the 2K. Oh, that was a disaster for Libero. Died right as he put that up. And that's just New York kind of handing the point to Spark on a silver platter.
Wow. I'm really surprised that Blizzard wasn't more effective. He saw that opening, but I mean, Rhea realized that no one was going to be able to get out of the way of that self-destruct. Now throws the Q in all the same, and now finally Spark getting some percent on the board.
Yep.
Try and back off here from the choke point. Look for that chance. Coalescence is going to come out on both sides.
That's right. Sound barrier for New York allows them to be a little bit more aggressive. IDK doesn't quite have his yet. He will in a moment. Death Blossom coming in from Godsby, but no kills. Here comes a Blizzard now from Adora. Sound barrier on the Hangzhou Spark side to try to finish this fight off. Nene duking out with Adora. He gets frozen, gets taken down. And Spark not going to be giving away the point easily here on Control Center. They're going to hold it. They're probably going to equalize with New York before the next fight happens.
Yeah, Spark disengage when they see the sound barrier coming in, realizing they have one of their own. So throw down the Blizzard, re-engage with their own sound barrier, and Nene just caught flat-footed with no Wraith form.
It was great poise from the Spark, right? Because they knew they just needed to wait a little bit longer, and then they'd have the edge and support ultimates, and executed that fight well.
Rhea popped out of the mech. Good start for the XL. Just have to deal with the supercharger now.
That's really big.
NYXL, they've got the Blizzard. They have the Death Blossom, waiting for this opportunity. They're gonna come in, throw the Blizzard down immediately.
Wow, yeah, just lobbing it out there because there's no defense matrix to worry about. Why not? Just gonna use it to muscle their way onto the point. They don't get any freezes with that.
Godsby was so ready though, he shadow stepped out.
Yeah, but Libero's really low. They did get the kill onto Godsby as well. New York with the edge, and now Nene coming in with that Death Blossom gets two. And that's gonna be plenty as he finishes off Gushui as well. They're gonna be able to retake here, but it's gonna be at around 99% for Hangzhou Spark. In fact, it will be. So New York takes it back in overtime.
And now, take a look at the Spark. They have Blizzard, but NYXL, they can counter it out with the Transcendence and a sound barrier. So NYXL have what it takes here to finish this map. It's just about execution for them.
Right. Execution has been something both teams have struggled with a little bit in this series today, but it all comes down to this. At least for New York, it does if they want to end it right here. Hangzhou Spark moving in.
Looking for that opening. Can't get chunked down too much here by the Zenyatta from Jonak.
That coalescence comes in from Hangzhou Spark. Jonak responds with the Transcendence as his team jumps onto the enemy. Gushui down already. They've got the sound barrier timed perfectly as the Transcendence ends, and flawless execution that last fight. Despite losing mono, that is what you want to do. A New York Excelsior has punched their ticket to a win here against Hangzhou Spark, getting it done in map 5.
Great job from the NYXL, keeping them in contention for that #1 seed. Coming through in the end. But they've got to do a lot better, I think, this stage. In terms of their own play, if they want to make a run at the title.
I agree. You get 4-0'd by the Hunters. You come in and you have to go to map 5 to beat Hangzhou Spark, who is, to be fair, a great team. But New York, people think back to last year. They, I think a lot of fans out there want these guys to go a bit farther in the playoffs than they did in 2018.
At Hangzhou, they want to retain that top 6, the guaranteed playoff seed.
Right.
There are a couple of contenders coming up. Probably most threateningly, the Philadelphia Fusion.
Well, you just really don't want to have to go to the play-ins, because if you remember last year when we had those playoffs, the two teams in the finals ended up being the lowest seeded teams in the playoffs. You really can't underestimate anybody in that situation. And so
you can't at all. I agree, Doa.
Yeah. Let's send it over to Danny, who's standing by with Jonak for some thoughts about that series.
Montindo, thank you very much, everybody. Give it up for Jonak and NYXL. Yeah! Great job. Jonak again has a blue tongue. Are you gonna show it to us this time? 이번에는 파란 혀 좀 보여주실 의향 있나요? 네, 한 번만 해줘요. 싫어요. No, you don't want to do it? Okay, fine. I can't force you. Anyways, well, congratulations on your victory. Now, you guys did pull off the win today, but on the Assault and the Hybrid map, the Volskaya and Hollywood, you guys seem to have a lot of difficulty. What was it about those two maps that gave you guys a hard time? 오늘 승리로 끝을 맞췄긴 했지만 아무래도 할리우드와 볼스카야에서 조금 힘들어하는 모습을 많이 좀 보였던 것 같아요. 그 이유가 뭘까요?
그 이유는 저희가 아마 못해서 힘들었던 것 같아요.
Reason is pretty simple. It's because we sucked. But at the end, you guys did pull off the win. Now, your next match is going to be with Guangzhou Charge. Shu, flex support from Guangzhou Charge, actually told me during a post-match interview that you're actually one of his favorite players. Do you have any message for your fellow support player that you're going to be facing in your next match? 슈 선수, 광저우 차지와의 경기가 이제 또 다음에 있을 텐데요. 슈 선수가 이런 말씀을 해주셨어요. 제일 좋아하는 선수 중 한 명이 바로 쪼낙 선수다라고 좀 말씀을 해주셨는데 쪼낙 선수 말고는 또 재홍 선수를 굉장히 좋아한다고 해주셨거든요. 네, 슈 선수에게 한 말씀 꼭.
저를 좋아해 주시는 건 감사한데 이번 광저우전에서 힐러 차이를 내서 이겨드리겠습니다.
Shu, thank you so much for showing that you really love me and you really like me. But in our matchup, NYXL versus Guangzhou Charge, I'm going to show you the difference between our skills, flex support versus flex support, difference in between those two teams. Well, Jonak, thank you so much. Everybody, give it up for Jonak one more time. Monty and Joa, back to you guys.
Thank you, Danny. Jonak with a very brutally honest interview at the end. I respect that. One of the reasons I like that guy.
I mean, at least they came out with a win in the end. So it's one step closer. There's still plenty of time for the NYXL and the Spark to acclimate themselves to this current meta, especially since...
Let's take a look at our play of the match by Omen by HP. It's going to be Jonak gets the MVP interview, gets the player of the match as well. And hey, I mean, what can you say? It's super good. Look at that sleep dart. Check it out. I mean, time to sleep.
Jonak was really good for a lot of this match, setting up a lot of the sleep darts that helped his team through. And also just the coalescence timing ended up being a big factor for him. Positioning generally good throughout this series. And he had to deliver on Moira. He had to deliver, of course, playing the Ana as well as the Zenyatta. So pretty...
Look at that.
Beautiful. Big hero pool for a flex support over the course of this series.
And as usual, more damage than healing done. That's the way you do it. That's the Jonak way. That's the bloodthirsty support way. That's what I like to see.
As Jeff Kaplan intended.
That's right. I'm sure. Well, it's been a fun series of matches today, guys. It's been wild. It's been crazy. It's been great. But don't go anywhere because we've got the Watch Point post-show coming up to break down everything we saw, and things like that happen too. So, hey, stay for the matches, stay even longer for the potential injuries. It'll be fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Stick around for Watch Point.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.